Hello and welcome to the second part in this mini-series looking at creating collision boxes and using dummy helpers. In this one we're going to be looking at how things are structured for vehicles. As you can see here, I've got the truck I've been working on. I have my collision boxes already done, as you can see. You need to do collision boxes for all your variants and boxes that cover all of your truck or whatever vehicle it is you're doing. You can also see here in the object viewer I have my tree structure in the correct format. Let's close those. And now we need to set the origin and the variant paths for the vehicle. So right click on the truck node and select properties and click user defined options. Here you can see I've already got the options detailed, but now I need to put the information in. So in the origin, as you did in the last tutorial, you put the path to your truck or other vehicle in here using the SCS tree structure, of course. So with this one, instead of being model, it would actually be vehicle. And if it's a drivable model, it needs to be in the truck folder, obviously, and then the name of the model that you've created. Which also needs to be the name of the folder that the model is stored in. Remember the backslash at the forward slash at the end of the line as well. That's the origin set. And because, as most vehicles, they have three variants, an A, B and C class, obviously, we need to set these now. So using lowercase letters for the values, we set them as we need to set them, like so. Then apply that, and OK that. It has now got the options set and is ready more or less for export. The one thing I would tell you though, excuse me, is one thing you need to be very careful of when selecting dummy helpers, is you need to ensure that the main dummy helper, the truck one, is not what you would more or less call on the shadow line. There you can see it is. So we need to move that up to ensure that the vehicle can move, because if the dummy helper is on or lower than the floor, it gets stuck and can't move. It also causes problems when the game is running and compiling and everything. So what we need to do is select modify and move. We don't want it to affect the child textures or meshes, we just want to move the pivot only. Then we make sure the Y channel is selected, the Y axis, and just drag it up like that. Somewhere around about the axis level of the wheels is good for the main dummy helper, and that should ensure that the model would export correctly and will work correctly in the game. And once you've got all that done, your model is then ready to go for export. Obviously you need to check your textures, make sure that all the textures are applied as you want them to be, and that the correct information is stored in the origin of the model, because it will generate errors if it can't open textures for whatever, and could crash the game when you try and run the game with your new model in. You also need, when you're creating vehicles, to copy the SCS definition files for the vehicle model you're replacing. So for example, if you made a bus and you wanted it to replace the Renault B class model, then you would copy the definition files, which can be found in the vehicle folder of your base, and copy those into your own tree structure, your folder structure for your mod, and make changes to point to your model rather than the default model. Then package it all up, put it in SCS and drop it in your mod folder, and providing everything's exported correctly with your model, there should be no problems and you should be able to enjoy driving your model. And that's basically how you structure and implement collision boxes and set user defined options to make the model ready for export. See you in the next one.